Surround them with good people. Even the dua of Ibrahim, what did he say when he left Hajar and Ismail in Mecca? Ya Allah, send them people who will remember Allah and worship you so they can be surrounded by good people. Try to do that for your children. I remember I attended a beautiful parenting workshop when I was 15 years old. I remember going there and everyone there was like, what are you doing here? You're 15. I was like, I don't want to wait until I have children and then I do it wrong to fix it. I want to learn. And Dr. Rida Bashir and his wife, they talked about how, like, before you get married and during the time you get married, look for couples who have similar values as you and become friends with them. Because then when you have children, you know that at home, these children are being taught the same values that you're teaching your children. Make sure you're close to a masjid, community. Make sure your children are involved in things like YM, right? So try to surround them with good people. Number 13, teach them to accept the qadr of Allah and not to dwell on the past. This is something that I see that I wish that we were all taught as children. To accept the qadr of Allah, anything that happened in the past was qadr, and to not dwell on it, to focus on what you can control is your actions in the future. I only have a few minutes, so I'm going to go quickly. Number 14, try to protect them from childhood trauma. Be proactive. Parents are the greatest protective factor against childhood trauma, right? I think about my parents, may Allah reward them and bless them. One of the things that made me so sad growing up is they didn't allow me to go sleep over at anyone's house. Not even my grandparents, not even my aunts, uncles, no one. They always said, if you want to sleep over, they can come over. And I was always sad about it. Until the first time I ever gave a halqa. I'll never forget how many women and girls came up to me and told me that they were molested at sleepovers. Right? So even though I was sad about it growing up, I remember that day I went home and I cried and I thanked my parents. Protect your children, know what's out there. Don't be oblivious to what's on the internet. Don't be oblivious to the fact that this stuff happens in our communities. Be proactive. And talk about it with your children. One thing that I wish that my parents did when they didn't allow me was they would just tell me, listen, we trust you, but we don't trust the world. No, tell me. Tell me that bad things happen. Mm-hmm. And I want to always be there to protect you. And when you're sleeping at this house, I can ensure that nothing bad is going to happen to you, inshallah. And if anything you feel is bad that is happening to you, come tell me. I will protect you. I will stop it. So be proactive. And number 15, is Ibrahim alayhi salam is your inspiration, right? That's what we're doing today, talking about Ibrahim alayhi salam, Khalilullah. So if you didn't have a healthy family growing up, you didn't have a healthy relationship with your parents, you can break that cycle. Because Ibrahim alayhi salam did. Did he have a good relationship with his father? No. But what did he do? He broke the cycle. How? Through education and hard work. And subhanAllah, unfortunately my time is up, but if you'd like to learn more about prophetic and Quranic parenting, at Guided Hearts Institute for Spiritual, Relational, and Mental Wellness, we're starting a monthly online webinar series that's on parenting. And the first one that we're doing, inshallah, is going to be myself and my beloved sister, Sadia Yunus, who just spoke to you guys. And so we'll be handing out these cards. You can just scan it. The first link on it is to register, and as a token of our appreciation for joining us today, if you use the coupon code ICNA50, you'll get 50% off. But try to register because this online platform that we're using has a limited number of spaces because it's going to be live, and we anticipate that it's going to fill up quickly. So, in conclusion, I know it's not easy. I'm not a parent, but I see the struggles of parents. So I can imagine that it's not easy, it's a challenge, but the reward is so great. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ash-shakur, and He appreciates every little thing that you do. And even if your children don't show you appreciation, know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward your efforts. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all righteous, pious children with the coolness of our eyes. I ask us to be the coolness of our children's eyes as well. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fill our homes with love and mercy and connection and compassion and the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to waste the same way He gathered us here, that He gathered us in Jannah. Allahumma ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.